Good afternoon. Hope you're having a lovely day. So, although traffic has come back, and if you have to drive anywhere these days, you realize that people are back at work and going to work and back at schools and back out at the restaurants. Many of us for the last 18 months have been working from home. And in fact, even those that went back to work now, it's become in many places a shorter day to the week. People are staying home a couple of days and working a couple of days. So many of us still work from home on Zoom or phone calls, and it might be forever this change where we're not going to be commuting as much and going into work. So my question is to you, what do you wear when you're working at home? Do you stay in your PJs? Do you just put on a shirt? They say the joke of all these guys who were on their Zoom phone calls, and since they never had to stand up, they were sitting in shorts and their pajamas. They would put on a shirt and a tie and sit in their pajamas. But many offices and many companies ask their workers that even while they're at home to be dressed as if they went into the office. Because how you dress makes a difference in how you act. In fact, there was a study done many years ago where they took all these medical students and they gave some of them white coats, and some of them they left without white coats, and they told them to go practice some medicine. And all those that were wearing white coats practiced better. And the reason, of course, was because it gave them the confidence. They felt like they were accomplishing something. They felt they were doctors. They felt that they knew what they were doing. So clothing does make a difference. And that's why we get dressed in business attire. And that's why we dress a certain way on Shabbos. We put on special clothing at a wedding because we know that the way we dress makes a difference to how we act. Well, if that's with dress, how much more so with the way we think and the way we act? You see, yesterday, Aaron Beck, the father or the founder of cognitive therapy, passed away at 100 years old. This remarkable Jew, who was a third child of middle-class Russian immigrants right here in Rhode Island, started something called cognitive therapy, which basically says that one of the ways to deal with people who are depressed or feel down about themselves is to change the way they think about themselves. To find the fault lines. If it's, I'm always going to be a failure, or I'm never going to get to do anything right. Find your fault lines and work on yourself to stop thinking those negative things and to find a positive view of yourself. And they found that it changed a lot of people. And it changed the way they worked, it changed the way they felt about themselves, it changed the way they approached the world. And in fact, Aaron Beck wrote over 17 books, and he opened centers all over the world. And although he had his critics who said, it's just a moral booster, today, any psychiatry resident, has to study about cognitive therapy. Because unlike Freudian therapy, which focused on looking into our childhood and what was our problem, cognitive therapy feels it's our attitude and the way we look at things that can help us very much. And the truth is that although Aaron Beck was a special person, and his neshama should have an aliyah, this goes back hundreds of years. The Tzemach Tzedek, the third Lubavitcher Rebbe, told us something very important. Tracht gut, wird sein gut. It's Yiddish. He said, think good, and it'll be good. And some people felt that, it was just a nice, good feeling. If you think good, hopefully it'll be good. But the Tzemach Tzedek said something so much greater and so much deeper. He said, Trach gut, when you think good, it's not just a wishful thinking that hopefully if you think good, it will be good. Trach gut wird sein gut actually impacts the outcome. When we think positive, when we think in a good way, in a positive way about others, about ourselves, about the future, then naturally it impacts the way things turn out. Of course, because God impacts it, but also because when we think positive, we approach it differently. So here we are on a beautiful day in Boston, and if we think positive, yesterday I saw Now, one person in Massachusetts died from COVID. We have to think positive. We have to have precautions. We have to be careful. We also have to remember that if we think positive, life will get back to normal, and God will bless each one of us to have a positive outlook. Trach gut wird sein gut. Through our thinking positive, we will be blessed with health and all good things. God bless you and have a great day.